So this is an overview of how to build and automate the Energizing Orb with refined storage. Now, the reason this is difficult is because the Energizing Orb does not stop you from pushing items into the inventory when it will not create a valid recipe. This means that for this recipe, as an example, I'm trying to push 2 blue ice in so that it can energize and become dry ice. If I push just 1, which you can very easily do by just pulsing a hopper, then it's only going to push half of the recipe in there, and it won't try to do it again until you manually put something in there, it crafts, and then will actually cycle. But at the same time, I can't just fill it, because if I put 6 in there, which is its maximum that it can hold for a recipe, then it also won't take care of that. So it will just fill up and will do nothing. So we need to be able to push exactly the amount that it wants, wait until it's finished crafting, and then send another set. Now, we achieve this in a few different ways. So first things first, the actual importer has a whitelist of only the actual results of a craft. Second, we have the crafter itself can be set to pulse inserts next set. What that means is that when this receives a redstone like on then off signal, it will do it again. Now, the reason we want this particular setup is that it means that it will only ever pull out when it's the correct item, and it will only ever try to push the exact amount that it wants in. But now we have to figure out a way of measuring that it's finished. So that's where integrated dynamics comes in. We have an inventory reader here and a redstone writer here. Inventory reader, redstone writer. They are connected with 2 logic cables. Now, in the inventory reader, I've put a variable card in the inventory not empty section, which writes this here. Then, in the redstone writer, I have placed that variable card in the redstone boolean section, and I haven't touched anything in the properties. It just works. Now, I could probably be doing it under redstone pulse, but this works totally fine and is actually reasonably quick, because once you've got all of the speed upgrades in these things, they work quite well. In fact, I'm sure that if I was to throw an ultra importer or something like that, it would be even faster, but not by enough for me to care. So all of that, of course, is powered by the energizing rods. I find 4 nitro energizing rods are more than enough to handle all of this. Any one of these on their own would be enough in their just raw power buffer to handle any one craft from this. So if I'm asking for like nitro crystals or something like that, it works just fine. All of that's powered through just a normal ender gate. I'm using Spirited, which links up with this guy. So fundamentally, as long as you're providing power to it, it'll work just fine. And then, of course, normal importer. I'm using a netherite crafter here. You can actually get away with using just a normal crafter without any issues whatsoever. I just went with the netherite one because that's what I had laying around at the time. So I hope that makes it a lot easier to see how to do this kind of thing.